Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video. I'm Joe if you're new around here. Make sure you do subscribe for regular snooker content, which will become daily when Snooker 19 comes out. Yes, today is the day that we have been given a lot of information about the game, a release date, a new trailer, some new screenshots and some more details as well. We're going to be going through all of that in this video, but first I want to show you that trailer.
The final frame. And this is massive. That's it. That's the win. What a final. What a match. Oh, what a shot that is. In it goes. Beautiful. Every player dreams of becoming world champion, and that dream is about to be a reality. The final frame of the match, and plenty at stake here.
Well then, what did you think of that? I honestly think it looks pretty good. There are a few niggly things that we need to discuss about it, but just bear in mind that this game is still in development, work in progress, and that the big thing is it seems to have the atmosphere of the big arenas, and the player likenesses are pretty good as well. Although, you know, as we go into some of the screenshots, we'll talk a little bit about some of the animations. The sort of sound of the balls is pretty good. You know, little things like that is nice. I think the graphics overall are pretty good. You know, there's some comments on the YouTube video saying they're 2005 graphics. If you want to see 2005 graphics, click the card in the right hand corner and see World Snooker Championship 2005. It is leaps and bounds ahead of that. I'm not certain it's much better than World Snooker 09, which we're playing on the channel at the minute, but you know, graphics aren't the most important thing with a snooker game. There was the commentary run throughout by David Hendon, which, if you don't know, he's going to be the commentator along with Neil Folds on the game, which, you know, is probably my biggest problem with the game at the moment. I would love to have the BBC commentators on there, and it's never felt more needed than in that trailer. I mean, David Hendon is a good, solid commentator, but I don't think he brings out the excitement of snooker the way a John Virgo does. You know, there's 6 pockets on the table and all of that. Yeah, that's the only criticism really I have of the trailer. Other than that, it looks pretty good. I was disappointed not to see any actual gameplay of a player playing it, but I'm sure we'll get stuff like that in the future. It was all sort of like TV camera angles of other players. We didn't see anybody as their own player kind of thing. Another thing that was good, I should say, is the trophy presentations look to be there, although Ronnie didn't look very happy to be picking up his UK Championship trophy. It looked pretty good, and it looked like a cause for celebration, which is brilliant, you know, gets a little bit of the immersion in there. But that is sort of my initial thoughts of the trailer. It looks good. Obviously there's going to be some improvements, but we'll now move on to the screenshots, and I'm just going to overlay them while I'm talking about them. So the first one here is just a picture of the table. They put it up on Twitter a few days ago, but this is a really, really nice picture, and you might actually be fooled into thinking that is not in-game footage, which it may not be, but I don't know if it is in-game footage. It's absolutely brilliant. You know, what makes me think it is the sort of shade of green of the table. It does look like a video game rather than the TV lights of real life. But you know, nice detail on the text of the table and stuff like that. And you can see the sponsors around the table, and obviously even the carpet has shadows and stuff like that. And I know they took a load of photos when they were down there at the Masters trying to get this part of the game right, which is good. You know, it's nice to see that they're putting an effort in like that. Next we have this one where we've got Mark Selby, I think, breaking off at the Crucible. I think this is actually in the trailer as well. You can see the TV lights, you can see the big sort of cage-like thing at the top of the table where all the lights and the cameras are for the table. You can just see in the bottom right-hand corner some fingerprints. Now, that's quite cool. That fingerprints are left on the table now. If you're playing a Barry Hawkins, perhaps there'll be more finger marks on the table than somebody else. I'm not sure they'll be that detailed with it, but the crowd look pretty good. You know, they look realistic. You know, the proportions are a little bit weird of Mark Selby to the cue and the table. He looks like he's playing on a little 6-foot table that you play with your kids. But the lighting of the balls is very good, and I'm quite a fan of this screenshot. Actually, they seem to have got the Crucible quite well represented, and I know they've spent a lot of time on making the arenas and stuff like that, which is very good. You can also see Mark Allen in the corner there on the right hand side. I think it's Mark Allen anyway, sitting in his seat, and hopefully we'll see some mannerisms or something like that, or maybe Mark Williams taking some revels from the crowd. Oh dearie me. Anyway, on to the next one. And this I didn't think was in-game footage, but it is in the trailer, and it's Judd Trump waiting in the wings to be called into the arena. Does that mean we're going to get the appearance of an MC, maybe Rob Walker? Hopefully Rob Walker, but if it's any of the other ones, it's not too bad, I guess. But since they're not getting the BBC into do the commentary, why would they get Rob Walker to do the intros? Who knows, but it looks pretty good. You know, they've got the lighting right, and it sort of sets up the situation. Maybe they'll have some walk-on music. I highly doubt it because of licensing and stuff like that. It might just be a generic tune, if you like. So that is cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing our player in there, waiting in the wings, ready to come into the Crucible for the first time, which will be amazing. And you know, there's going to be daily content on the channel, maybe even multiple videos a day, depending on how good it is and how much I'm enjoying it. But I am hyped for this game. A final one here. Now, this is a little bit of a lower res screenshot. I couldn't save it as a JPEG, so I had to print screen it myself, but this is Mark Selby. I think it's a different angle of the one we looked at before, where Mark Selby was breaking off at the Crucible. Now, if you focus on the left hand side and where his hand placement is on the cue, it's a little bit ridiculous. Now, either the cues are too long, or you know, they've got the proportions wrong a little bit, but the player's hand is usually right at the back of the cue, and you know, you would never ever see them holding it that far up unless they were playing a little nestle into the pack or something. But I'm hoping that that's something that they can sort out, because that would really bug me. And I know it's pedantic and really petty, but that is how I feel about it, unfortunately. But yeah, that is the screenshots, if you like. We'll cut back to me now, and yeah, I'm quite happy with how the game is looking. I'm glad we've got some information. We've sort of gone without since before Christmas, when they talked to Sean Murphy, obviously, and there was a little bit of gameplay when he went to visit the studio and stuff. But to have screenshots and have a release date today, it's going to be spring 2019, which, you know, is any time from now up until May, really. I'm assuming it's going to come out to coincide with the World Championship. That was my best guess before. It remains my best guess. You know, you've definitely got a big chance of it falling within those 2 weeks. Whether it's going to be at the start of the Worlds or at the end to coincide with the final, I really don't know. Another little announcement is that they're going to be at EGX Rezzed. So if you want to be one of the first people to play Snooker 19, then book your tickets for EGX Rezzed in London from the 4th to the 6th of April 2019. Now, I'm very, very tempted to go there and see if I can get some actual footage for you on the Elgato. I'm not entirely sure how that would work. I've never really been to one of those events before. And obviously I'd have to weigh up the cost of getting down there and stuff and whether it's viable. But it's definitely on the table. I would love to go down and play the game and sort of give you guys my impression of it, which I think you guys would appreciate, and I certainly would appreciate getting to have a go of the game as well. But more news on that in the future. But just to finish off, we're going to read an article on the World, it's not the World Snooker website, it's Ripstone's website, who are the publishers of the game. Lab 42 are developing the game, Ripstone are publishing it, and I have been corrected on that before, so let's go and have a little read of that. So as you can see, it's Snooker 19 launches spring 2019, and that was posted today on the 14th of March. So we've got a nice little screenshot there of, I think, probably the Masters. I can't quite tell, really. I know it's got Daffabet there. I think it is probably the Masters. And you've got somebody down on their shot. I don't know exactly who it is. That's probably Ding in the seat there, I think. It's difficult to tell. Another thing I've just remembered from the trailer is we now have confirmed that players are going to have the correct hand to play with, so i.e. Mark Williams is left-handed on the game, which is brilliant. It's something that's not been in previous games, believe it or not, but I've seen Mark Williams playing left-handed, so that is very good to see. But today we are incredibly excited to announce that Snooker 19 will launch in spring 2019 for the PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. So confirmation that will be on the Nintendo Switch and you can play snooker out and about. Very much a system seller for me. If I can play Snooker 19 on the Nintendo Switch, that might be my next investment at some point. But not only that, but you can check out the brand new trailer, which we already have done, which showcases the Unreal Engine 4 powered visuals. Now, Unreal Engine, I'm pretty sure is fairly famous. I don't know, I feel like some Ubisoft games have used that. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. I couldn't really find anything when I was researching it, but I've definitely heard of the Unreal Engine, so that's what they're using to power the visuals and the incredible physics apparently, and 3D facial scanning technology, which we've seen a bit about in preview videos before. Bringing the game to life like never before. Snooker 19 will also be playable for the first time at EGX Rezzed in London from the 4th to the 6th of April in partnership with Unreal. So they're obviously down there. It would be wonderful to go down there and check out the game. So, next generation of snooker video games. Developed by Leamington Spa-based Lab 42, Snooker 19 will feature all 128 of the world's top players, including Ronnie, Judd Trump, Mark Selby and Ding Junhui, as they take to the table at iconic venues including the Crucible and Alexandra Palace. In the most in-depth simulation of snooker ever seen, players can choose from a full suite of offline and online modes to master every official tournament. These include global online tournaments that link in real time with the live World Snooker calendar. Now that is a fantastic feature. I've seen that before. They're going to be having tournaments alongside what's going on the calendar, which is brilliant and definitely a little bit of immersion for the online modes, which is much needed really with a snooker game. There's going to be quick play online matchmaking, which is good. I'll definitely look to play some of you guys online as well. And fully customised matches of full snooker, 6-red snooker and fast-paced shootout snooker. So the shootout is confirmed for it. So the most realistic snooker simulation, it's made in that thing, that engine. Snooker 19 is the most authentic depiction of the sport ever created, and players can expect a full TV-style presentation without BB BBC commentators in the game, alongside evocative visual details of the players, arenas and equipment, which is cool. Hopefully they've got some licensed equipment in there. I've never really thought about it before. Player likenesses have been meticulously created using 3D facial scanning technology, while a subtle yet detailed wood grain of the cues and tables is rendered impeccably. Now that is a big claim. I'm sorry, that is a massive claim. You know, some people are saying this is 2005 graphics. I wouldn't go that far, but also it's not Red Dead Redemption 2. You know, rendered impeccably is quite a claim. With the glare of the spotlights reflecting accurately off the polished balls, Snooker 19 sets a new visual standard for the snooker video game. Players can soak up its atmosphere, while the advanced physics and AI engines ensure the action remains tense, thrilling, and most importantly, true to real life. Now, hopefully that's the case, and we get some really tense matches, and we don't get players fluking outrageous reds when they bust the pack open, or potting them down the cushions, that sort of thing. It's been way too long since the last flagship snooker title, said Justin Forrest from Lab 42. They're hugely excited to give players a snooker simulation worthy of this increasingly popular sport. The combination of official World Snooker licensed content, high quality authentic gameplay and TV style presentation, Snooker 19 is the complete package for both newcomers and hardcore fans. Partnering with those, Snooker 19 marks a significant step change for us. The sport has grown exponentially in the years since the last official snooker title, which is true. 2011 was sort of the start of the snooker revolution, but unfortunately we got a bad game with it. Our game is built from the ground up for new and old fans alike, and we feel like it's the right time to create a game that reflects where snooker and the gaming industry is. So that is a very interesting article. We'll go back to my ugly mug for the remainder of this video. So yeah, we've got a lot of information about it today, and I think we're probably 4 or 5 weeks away from release at this point now, which means that I'm going to have to get through World Snooker 09 and then World Snooker 11 as well in preparation for it on the channel. So make sure you subscribe if you are interested in that. And yeah, hopefully I'll manage to get down to London to do a little bit of capture for this game. I'm really fingers crossed about that. I'd love to be able to get some gameplay to you guys and just share my thoughts about it. But that is where we're going to leave it for today. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. Leave a like if you are looking forward to Snooker 19. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the trailer, of the screenshots, of the details of the game. And one other thing that wasn't in that is I read you can be your own player, you can create your own player, or you can take on Ronnie O'Sullivan and assume his career, which is really cool actually, or any of the other 127 players on the tour, which I think is a really cool feature if you are one of those snooker players, or if you particularly like one of them and do a Jack Lazowski Road to Glory or something like that. But no, subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on any Snooker 19 news, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.